Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
Something like this obviously brings national attention to Fargo, gives us an opportunity as a community to really show how awesome Fargo is and put us on a map for something other than floods or blizzards or things like that.
Fargo is preparing for a very special guest as President Donald Trump is set for another visit to North Dakota.
Arrangements are being finalized at Shields Arena, where the president will speak at a rally. And that's not the only area of Fargo that will be affected by the president's trip to Fargo.
Valley News Team's Rose Itzkovitz joins us live outside Hector International Airport with details of what we can expect. Rose?
Mike, Andrea, the airport authority gave me very little information about tomorrow, but what I am told is that if you are not the president and you are traveling, you can expect some sorts of adjustments. They weren't very specific about what they are, but they did say the airlines are aware of his coming and there may be delays, but we're not really given anything specific there. Now, as for the rest of the town, here's what you can expect for the president's big visit. Take a look. Outside Shields Arena early Tuesday, it looks pretty empty. But in just one day, that will all change.
You know, I don't know that we've seen anything that we're anticipating to be this large. And I think that's what makes it maybe a little exciting.
Jordan McCormick is assistant director at Family Wellness, located right by the arena, where President Trump is expected to address a packed crowd on Wednesday. The visit will close down roads, including 30th Avenue running along the arena and the gym. The Wellness Center says it will stay open Wednesday, but members have another option if they want to avoid delays and road closures.
We've arranged with our partners over at the YMCA of Gaston counties to have a free workout at either Schlossman or downtown.
As far as any mass crowd emergencies by the Wellness Center, McCormick says he doesn't anticipate anything out of the ordinary. But if there is,
we're pretty confident that we've got training in place for whatever the day brings.
Meanwhile, nearby hospitals say they prepare for emergencies every day.
From the hospital standpoint, we have VIP policies and procedures in place, so it's just a different element.
But Scribner says large crowds are another concern.
I get more concerned about the more the open air, larger mass gatherings. There's more potential for issues.
Issues like potential for violence, or more commonly, typical healthcare concerns.
Like people getting too hot, heat exhaustion, heat stroke, people fainting.
But what if the president does need to visit the hospital?
So we're looking at increasing our security presence in the hospital, going into lockdown, and some other things. Can't really go into specifics on our policies on what we would do.
He says no extra staff will be on hand, but they're always on call, though he hopes they won't be needed. Now, as for the president's arrival, again, very little details available, but I spoke with the White House earlier today, who tells me that so far, no changes have been made to his arrival time, at least. Live at the Hector International Airport, Rose Itzkovitz, Valley News Live. Back to you guys in the studio.
All right, thanks, Rose. And the airport also told us today that 19th Avenue North may be closed tomorrow, so travelers might want to plan to take Dakota Drive if they're heading to the airport. And as the president campaigns for Congressman Kevin Cramer in Fargo tomorrow, Valley News Live has you covered. We will be there, live coverage throughout the day. We'll also have a crew traveling in the presidential motorcade, and we'll carry the president's rally live on KVLY beginning at 7 p.m. For all the news and live coverage of the president's visit and speech, you can find it on Valley News Live, along with being on our website and our Facebook page.
A Fargo woman is charged with murdering her newborn child by drowning him in a bathtub early last month. Court documents reveal that 36-year-old Ginny Lubitz gave birth on May 5th, locked in the bathroom at a friend's house. When she later unlocked the door for two women, they found blood all over the floors, with Lubitz saying she didn't want the women to see what she did. The women found a newborn in the bathtub, face down in about an inch of water. An autopsy on the child showed levels of amphetamine and methamphetamine in its system, and the cause of death was ruled to be drowning. Documents say Lubitz told police she didn't remember anything after she cut the umbilical cord. This is an ongoing investigation, so stick with Valley News Live for updates.
Two fugitives are behind bars tonight. 36-year-old Jesse Byzewski and 42-year-old Laura Lorsung fled from authorities in Moorhead last night, leaving behind property damage and causing minor injuries to an officer. Thanks to tips from the public and law enforcement, U.S. Marshals were able to track them down, this time at a home in Edmore. After a short pursuit, law enforcement were able to close in on them.
Feels really good, especially when you have somebody like this who, not your run-of-the-mill person who has a warrant. They definitely have no regard for other people's safety or officer safety or whoever's around them when they're running.
Besides the officer, no one else was injured, although some fences were driven over. Additional charges are expected against Byzewski and Lorsung.
Another day of decent summer weather for all those families who want to fire up the grill this evening. Robert, what's the latest on this evening's weather?
Generally quiet as we head through this evening. May see a little bit of a stormy weather later on tonight, but for now, get out there and enjoy. The temperature is a mix of some 70s and some 80s, right at 70 in Wadena, 72 Bemidji, 82 in Fargo, Grand Forks, and Cavalier. Winds generally out of the east and the southeast, 5 to 10 miles per hour with some stronger gusts, and a bit of cloud cover off towards the east is where we've got the cooler weather, and some big-time storms firing up off towards the west. Severe thunderstorm watch out there. Storms expected to weaken as they make their way off towards the east, but we could see 1 or 2 strong storms make their way into the far northern valley later on tonight. We'll continue to update you on that. And we're also going to update you on this week's Cashwise Backyard Barbecue. Let's set it on out to South Moorhead and our very own Hutch Johnson. Hey, Hutch.
Hi, Robert. Thank you so much. And yes, we will update you on this week's winner. Barb Amundsen here in South Moorhead has won. How was everything?
It was very good.
Very
delicious.
Good. And where did you sign up to win?
At Moorhead Cashwise.
You invited some special guests tonight. Who's here to help enjoy the steaks?
Mostly family and neighbors, and my mother-in-law, my dear mother-in-law, who's 101 pretty soon.
101 pretty soon. Well, I got to ask for a professional opinion. How was all of the food?
Oh, it was just great.
Just great.
Couldn't get better than this.
Oh, all right. Wonderful. I'm glad you could come out and enjoy it with us. I got to tell you, I hope you get an opportunity to sign up at your local Cashwise in the meat department. And hopefully before summer's out, we'll be in your backyard. Cashwise brings all the goodies. You just get to invite neighbors, friends, and loved ones. For now, we'll toss it back into the studio. Mike, Andrea.
All right. Thanks, Hutch.
We now know the name of a man who died in a Richland County crash after being thrown from his vehicle. 22-year-old Isaac Engelstead of Morton, North Dakota died after another vehicle turned in front of him. The impact caused Engelstead's vehicle to go in the ditch. He was ejected. It happened early yesterday morning near Gal Chute, that's northwest of Wahpeton. Engelstead died on the scene. The other driver, 49-year-old Stephen Hutcherson of Walcott, received medical attention but was not hospitalized. Charges are pending against him.
Nearly 90 drivers were ticketed during a recent speed patrol in the Northern Valley. The North Dakota Highway Patrol recently conducted a speed saturation along I-29 and Highway 2. They issued 88 citations and 29 warnings in just 2 days there. Citations were also given for drugs, driving under suspension, and weapons violations. Some of the drivers were going faster than 107 miles per hour. Authorities hope this saturation event will remind drivers to be safe out on the roads.
Choice Financial Bank transferred their parking lot into a luau today. It was the 6th annual Go Hawaiian for Hospice fundraiser. It was full of food and live music, bringing in some tropical vibes. The organization's goal was to raise $150,000 this year. We got some preliminary estimates this afternoon at about $106,000, with more donations expected to trickle in the coming weeks. All the money raised goes to help Hospice of the Red River Valley provide benefits to their customers. Roughly 1,300 people attended today's event. Later on Valley News Live at 6, thousands of dollars worth of fireworks are missing. Details on the alleged theft.
More coverage on tomorrow's presidential visit to Fargo as both U.S. Senate candidates are keeping a close eye on the event.